Hello and welcome to another manga spotlight. This is Yakuza Reincarnation, Yakuza Princess of Another World, and it is an isekai series. I know I've been doing a lot of these. I guess they're just like really popular because most of the series that catch my eye when I'm like browsing for new mangas to read, they just all happen to be isekais. Anyways, this is fairly new. There's only, at the time of this recording, only 4 chapters came out, and the fourth one literally came out today. So you guys can catch up to this really quickly. So as you guys can see from the genre, this is an isekai. It is a gender swap. So yes, the main character starts off as a dude and ends up becoming a girl. Basically, we can just read right here. An old Yakuza, Nagamasa Ryumatsu, ended up losing his life due to certain circumstances. But when he awakened to a strange sort of scenery he had never seen before, he found that he had somehow changed into a beautiful girl. So we kind of start off with this prophecy. When the world seems set to be swallowed by the darkness, a hero bearing a symbol of the goddess protection upon his back shall auspiciously appear before the people. And this is a little symbol, and this is kind of foreshadowing. I'm sure you guys can understand where this is going. So we start off in the modern day times where we have basically the Yakuza kind of messing around with this very small restaurant and demanding more money in return for protection and stuff like that. And in comes our main character. This is our main character right here, Gramps, aka Nagamasa Ryumatsu. He kind of has the old Yakuza mindset. He's a Yakuza, but he's kind of a Yakuza with the heart of gold. Like, he kind of treats people with respect, and in return, they treat him with respect, kind of thing. So he won't really mess around with like small time restaurants. Like, he'll still demand them to pay him, but he will actually offer protection, and he doesn't demand more than they can afford to give, unlike this new class of Yakuza. Also, this restaurant happens to be on his turf, so he kind of sees these punks kind of messing with, his territory. The young Yakuzas, like, basically are tired of this Gramps. They want to change the town. They want to change the town and make it their way, like, as you see here. Those boring ass mom and pop stores will run them all out. They basically want to run all the little small shops out. That way they can bring in bigger businesses. That way the bigger businesses obviously will make more money, which means that they can pay the Yakuza more money. But Gramps isn't like that. He's more, like I said, he's more generous. So he's more like, I'm willing to take less money in return for helping these mom and pop stores. That, of course, causes an escalation. And Gramps just basically beats the shit out of this young punk and drives him and his people out. During this fight, I mean, we just pretty much see how badass Gramps is despite his old age. And as he's leaving, Gramps basically comes across the boss territory. Like, Gramps isn't like the Yakuza boss. He is a Yakuza, but he's not the big head honcho. But he comes across like a guy who has, a station above him. And the guy basically says, like, like, because of what you just did, the cops are going to get involved. I need you to kind of lay low for a bit. I want you to meet me at this location tonight so I can kind of help you out. And so Gramps arrives, and of course it turns out to be a double cross. It turns out that this head honcho kind of sides more with these young punks. He wants the bigger businesses to come in so he can rake in more money as well. So the young punk shows up with all his goons, and they attack Gramps, and they just start beating the hell out of him. It's a group fight. There's no way that Gramps can like take them all on, but he holds his own. And during the fight, the young punk rips a hole in Grandpa's shirt and jacket, and we see this tattoo. And as you guys saw earlier, the tattoo is the same kind of symbol as the one seen on the shield, the one in the prophecy. I'm sure you guys can guess where this is going. So Gramps knows he's gonna die. He's basically he's outnumbered. There's no way he's gonna fight all these guys. So he's like, you know what? If I'm going down, I'm gonna take this fucker with me. So he grabs the young punk by the face, and he dives off the pier and just shoves him under the water. And basically he drowns the both of them. And as Gramps is drowning, he sees this vision of this female face, which matches the one on his tattoo. And we get this cool scene where she basically shoves her finger through his chest and like rips his heart out. Like, his heart basically is like on the edge of her nail, and then his body just kind of like gets absorbed into her finger. So he wakes up in this fantasy world, finds out he's in a female body. Of course, he has to get attacked immediately by goblins and orcs and stuff like that. So he at first thinks that this is all some kind of like fantasy, not in the sense that he's in a fantasy world, but that like maybe he's like on a movie set, or these like are new Yakuza members who decide to dress up as orcs and goblins for some reason. He thinks these people are wearing masks. I thought this is kind of funny. He's like, "Are you ready to get your mowers ripped out through your taint?" And yeah, like he's like tearing off this dude's face just because he thinks it's a mask. He doesn't realize that's actually his face. And yeah, he beats the crap out of all these orcs. And the personality for this character is like amazing. So if you want a foul-mouthed badass Loli taking on the world, basically, that's what you're gonna get here. I mean, technically he is an old man, but he is an old man only in spirit. Like his body is like, small female. But he like the way he acts is pretty hilarious. Like he beats the crap out of all these orcs, goblins, and then his retainers kind of show up, and he finds out like he's a princess. And yeah, as we can see here, basically he the way he acts is not princess like. Like you can't sit with your nether regions exposed or indigently. Like the way he acts, like he drinks, he curses, he likes getting into fights. Basically, it's all things that are not princess or noble like in any way. Very foul mouthed. So like if you like these kind of characters, I think you're gonna enjoy this. He gets taken to a town that he owns as the princess, like within his territory, and it's supposed to be this great, wondrous, prosperous town, and instead it's gone to hell. There's heads with pikes. There's a bunch of dead bodies. The like water's polluted. People are dirt poor. Like you see a bunch of like just kids and villagers just like on the street begging for money. So the guy decides to stop in at a pub and basically get hammered when this little girl shows up and shows this medicine that she has, where basically she takes a knife and she slices her arm, and then she rubs the medicine on it, and the medicine disappears. And the princess's retainer kind of tells him like the medicine's pretty phony. Like it'll stop the bleeding, but it doesn't actually treat the wound underneath. It's all just kind of physical. Like it looks like it healed, but it didn't. And you don't waste any time with this girl. But of course, Gramps, the princess, the way he was, in the real world is still the same. He kind of feels for this little girl, and he decides to buy all her stock. So the little girl goes to this big guy where she pays him like his cut. Basically, she works for him, and the guy starts, mistreating her. Like, if you found such an easy mark, the princess, because the princess bought like all the stock. If you had such an easy mark, why didn't you milk them for even more gold? So the dude kind of like grabs her hair, kind of beats her around a bit. And of course, our princess is going to take that kind of shit. So she shows up and just beats the shit out of this guy. And there's a little bit more to this story, but I'm not really going to reveal it because I want you guys to see it for yourself. But in the end, the Yakuza princess realizes that, this is supposed to be my town. I left people in charge of this town for it to prosper, and they're mistreating it. The people are poor, the village is dirty, like this isn't the way that it's supposed to go. And his whole Yakuza mindset kicks in where he's like, this is my territory, this is my turf, I gotta protect my turf. So she demands that her retainers tell her, like, where are the bastards who have set shop on my turf? And I'm going to beat the crap out of them. And that's where I'm going to end this here. So this is Yakuza Reincarnation, 4 chapters at the time of this recording. I highly recommend picking it up. It's hilarious. It's awesome. Like, as you guys saw from the video, the art is, like, really good. The action scenes, I didn't show too much of the action scenes, but the action scenes are also really well drawn as well. They're not like a lot of other mangas out there where, like, I won't lie, I've read mangas where like the story is great, but then like the action scenes come and it's this kind of, the action scenes either seem very static or they're just so confusing. I don't really know what's going on. And I kind of just tend to skim through like the fight scenes. And I know that's kind of funny because like in like, shonen and seinen mangas, like the fight scenes are like the biggest selling point. But there are just some series out there where it's just like I just have no idea what's going on in the fight scenes just because of the way they're drawn. But you don't get that from here. The fight scenes in here are actually really good, really well drawn. You know exactly what's going on. The main character is badass. Like, I mean, you basically get an old Yakuza with the heart of gold mindset put into the body of a Loli, and the results are hilarious. You basically get a Loli who's foul-mouthed, who drinks, who curses, who wants to pick fights with people who deserve it, but still picks fights with people, who just has like this I don't give a shit about being noble kind of attitude, which is always like, I don't know, it always draws me in some way. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like if you guys haven't already. Subscribe, hit the bell for notification. Feel free to comment down below if you're on YouTube. If you're on Bit, shoot the same as well. You know, like, comment, subscribe. I have a Twitch that I'm streaming a lot now. If you guys are interested in that, you can find that down below as well. And yeah, do you guys have any manga recommendations? I say this at the end of every one of my reviews and spotlights. I will always check out your recommendations. Now, whether I read them immediately or not, just depends on the time that I have on my hands, as well as how long the series is at the moment. Like, if you send me something that's like 100 chapters in, I most likely won't read it right away. If you send me something that's like under 5 chapters released so far, I'll probably read that within a couple days or so. Regardless, every recommendation always gets put on my plan to read section, so at some point I will read them. But yeah, if you guys have anything, let me know. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Later. So what'd you guys think of that video? Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, hit that bell for notification, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't enjoy the video, thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next video is more to your liking. Feel free to check out the playlist that you guys see, and I hope to see you guys next time. Later.